All right.
Yeah.
Aloha, everyone. Today, of course, is another 7-day. It's July the 21st, 2017, and this is the Nexxus Core Team Community Call. We welcome everybody here today. I'm Kelly B., and my partner in crypto is Kelly Ann. How you doing today, Kelly Ann?
I never been better than I am today.
Well, you know what? I like that singing, and her nails are going to be blue today, by the way, guys. All right. And Gary, how are you this morning?
Okay. All right, I'm not going to sing. Be that way.
She sounded pretty good, didn't she?
She did, and I can't top it, so there you are. And my nails are blue, too. Thank you.
And she's been hiding that from me. I didn't know she could sing. So great. Good job. Hey, Bill, how are you this morning?
Supercalifragilistic.
You can't be better than that. That's awesome.
Doing fine. Doing good.
Awesome.
Doing good.
Fantastic. I know you guys have been working hard this week. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Good morning, Kelly. Yes, we have been working hard. I got to take a little breather this morning, try to catch up and review the last two big announcements we made on the MyEther wallet and the Ether Delta. So we'll be talking, addressing issues on that today, and not surprising you with any new stuff today.
All right, good. Well, we can always use a review, and everybody likes to stay in the loop too. So again, welcome core team here. The first thing we're going to talk about today is open recognition. If you've got anybody on your team that needs to be recognized for becoming a CCS, a certified cryptocurrency specialist, or have passed the other two exams to be qualified to bring on merchants, just let us know. Gary, do we have anybody that's emailed in this week that they've passed their test?
Well, we do. We have, well, I don't have his last name, just Rick H. But he says he's completed the 100-question exam. He got 98%. So way to go, Rick.
Woohoo!
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's doable. It's doable.
That's a hard test. So good job to him. He took his time and did it right. So do we have
While we're
anybody? Go ahead,
While
Bill.
we're talking about that, I sent an email back to Mr. Rick. That whenever you pass the courses, be sure to include information like your ID number, the zip code of the area that you're going to be working, how many hours a week that you're going to be committing to working the Nexxus business, so that we can get you properly, your account properly recorded. And so I wasn't able to do that for this gentleman because I didn't get that information from him. So be sure and have your folks send that information so I can do what I need to do.
All right.
Thank you very much.
And Bill, where
Public
would you?
service announcement.
Yeah, Bill, where would you like them to email that information to?
Well, they can send it to Bill at Nexxus Partners or finance at Nexxus Partners. I get them either way.
Yeah, it's supposed to go to sales at nexusrewards.com. Where it's supposed to go.
All right. Sounds good. So sales at nexusrewards.com, and then we'll get that over to Bill. All right, good. Does anybody on the call have anybody on their team they like to recognize? You can either put it in the question box or raise your hand, and I'll unmute the mic. All right, and another suggestion too, when you're emailing in your information, if you know of other people in the area that have possibly are going to help you bring in that zip code and open up that community, maybe mention that and connect with them to make sure that they've also sent in their information. Michael Bailey says that was Rick Humolo, Huemoller. So thank you, Michael.
Where's Rick from?
We'll see.
Does Michael know where Rick is from?
Yeah, he probably does. He says Texas. He's right there, probably next door to you guys.
He probably is. He needs to come by and have lunch with us.
Yeah, it's a small state. We should be able to visit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Texas is a small country.
That sounds good. Well, awesome. Well, congratulations to you, Rick. We need to get Texas there on the map. Well, we are getting Texas there on the map. So anyway, all right. Well, let's move ahead and let's talk about Mew, my Ether wallet, and see what any issues are or see how we're coming along with that, Bob.
This is probably a good time to, let's open up the mic for Michael.
Okay.
Michael's been doing a lot of support on this, MyEther wallet. And there's just been a couple of things we want to review with folks. One of the things I'll mention is many of you, when you first installed your wallet, you noticed that the balance, when you added a custom token and then it showed the NXX token there, it was showing the balance number twice. I contacted my Ether wallet, talked to their support, and they had fixed that so that it only appears once, so the balance is there once. So that was one minor thing. We have had a lot of people with problems. They'd exit their wallet and they'd come back in and their NXX balance wasn't being displayed. And some people thought maybe they lost their coins or something. But Michael, if we got you,
We do.
There we go.
Well, I've unmuted
Whoop.
Michael, and whoops, I think we're both doing it at the same time.
Yes, we are.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello, Michael.
Good
Why
morning.
don't you tell us what you discovered about the key store file and the NXX symbol, adding custom symbols and whatnot.
Well, when you read, if you follow the instructions for myetherwallet.com, it has you the second or third step is to save the key store file or download it. And what I found out is happening is you're adding the key store file is your wallet backup, and it's also what most people use to access their wallet. So basically, you have to download the key store file again after you've added the NXX token. Because the key store file, that's kind of like your wallet backup. So if you don't download it again, and I've updated the instructions with all this, so it's in there now. But that's basically what's going on is that, is they save it, but they're saving it before they add the NXX token. Now what I discovered is apparently people who use their private key to access their wallet don't have this problem.
Interesting.
I think you mentioned that, Bob. I haven't actually experienced that, but maybe someone else has.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe the browser is saving the symbol in a cookie, but if you load a key store file, it just takes whatever's in the key store file. It does make sense also the key store file is remembering any custom tokens you've added.
Correct.
So solution to the problem is after you've added the custom, and we have probably to put this in the instructions, after you've added the custom symbol NXX, then save your key store file again. And you can just overwrite the file name you had before.
Well, every time you save the key store file, it's a slightly different. So you have to save it again, and you have to delete the previous one. So you'll notice that. The key store file is basically the wallet backup. It's like the equivalent of the wallet.dat file before in the old wallets.
I should say, just to let everybody know, I didn't have to do that, just letting everybody know that it's not everyone. Just depends on probably many variables, but it is an encrypted, it encrypts with your password, as I said on Kelly and Kelly yesterday. So I went through a nice tutorial yesterday, but yes, it's not everyone that's been affected, because I know I didn't have to do that.
Yeah. And it was a little different for me too. After you gave the instructions, Michael, to go in and add the Nexxus again, and then download the Keystone store file again, I only had to do the first step. So, and then every time I've logged back in, it's been there. So I do believe, like Kelly said, it could be different for everyone.
Yeah, I think it depends on the browser. I know Brave, the people who use Brave seems to be the general exception to many things. For example, one thing I want to mention is whenever you download a file from the Nexxus Resource Center, either the university or the rewards, once the document comes up, you should always press F5. And what that'll do is it'll make sure that you're seeing the most recent version of that file, because we're constantly updating those files. And if you just download a file, if you have already downloaded it, your browser is going to display the version of it that's in your internet cache. So to force the browser to download it again, you press F5 and do that. Except that Brave, for some reason, doesn't do that. I don't use Brave, so I'm not, I think the answer is you might have to just clear the internet cache if that happens. But if any, I know Kelly and you use Brave, so if there's another way, let me know, because I'm not familiar with Brave. So
Yeah, one additional piece of information there. If you hit F5, it'll refresh the page. If you hold the Shift key down and hit F5, it forces it to fetch it from the server, because F5 could refresh the page but still pull it from cache. So hold the Shift key down and hit F5, and it will force it to pull it from the server.
Okay,
Now
I'll update you.
that's on a PC, right, Bob? Not necessarily a Mac?
I know nothing about Mac. You're probably right.
With a Mac, you need a hammer.
Hey,
And only
Macs
one
are,
hand.
Macs are good. Macs are good.
That sounds,
They're not on my favorite list. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Different is not bad. Different is just different.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'll just mention too that in the coming days and weeks, you can also use a Ledger Nano S in conjunction with my Ether wallet, so your coins are actually in cold storage. And there's also an option for the Trezor. I actually have a Nano S, so I'm going to experiment with that, and before long I'll put up some instructions for integrating that. And the other option is, I believe, anybody that runs an Ethereum or a Mist wallet, these are full Ethereum nodes. It's like a full Bitcoin node. You have the whole blockchain on your computer, and I think you can just add the Nexxus token to either of those wallets. So that's something that's coming in, like in the coming days and weeks. So
Yeah, I guess if you want to participate in the mining of Ether coins, you could do that with those full node wallets.
right.
that's
I don't know much about
interesting.
that. So you got the Ledger and the Trezor for cold storage, and then of course you also have the poor man's cold storage, just a USB drive. Anyone experimented with that, just loading directly from a USB drive?
Well, whenever I download the Keystore file, what I find that it always goes to your downloads folder. It depends on, everybody has their browser configured a little bit differently, but by default, any file you download should go to your downloads folder unless you've changed it. And then you have to actually go to your downloads folder and move or copy the Keystore file over to a USB. And I'm telling people to just use the same USB that you used for your Nexxus wallet, the wallet.dat file. You can just copy the Keystore file over. But if you download the Keystore file like a second time, you want to make sure that you move that file over from downloads over to the USB, and that you either delete the previous version, and the date is part of the file name. The Keystore file always starts with UTC, and then usually that you can see the date. So you should either delete the previous version, or just remember that when you're selecting the Keystore file to open your wallet, that you should select the one with the most recent date.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing is, I personally, I'm using the Chrome extension. And on the Chrome extension, once you've set up the wallet, it doesn't ask you, you can get your wallet address and you can see your balance without entering the password in the Keystore file. If you want to send coins or do anything more, you have to enter the Keystore file. But yeah, by default with the Chrome extension, it comes up normally.
Oh, good. What I normally do is, I used Firefox, my browser downloads the download folder, of course. I just created a folder called Nexxus Token. I took that UTC file from my downloads folder and I copied it to my Nexxus Token folder, and then I renamed it, Bob's Wallet, Bob's Mu Wallet, because I have multiple wallets. And then I took that whole Nexxus Token folder and copied that to my USB drives. So I've got that as a backup. But if you want to be completely cold storage, you should be able to load your Keystore file directly from your USB drive and delete it off your computer, so it can be completely offline. If you want to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, and Mark H says that yes, that's what he does. He has no problems, and he uses the private key, and it opens right up, and he doesn't store anything on his computer. So there you go.
That's the safest way of doing it.
I want to throw out a big thank you to Mark Hutchison. He came by to visit me a couple days ago, and he brought me a wonderful bag of Colombian coffee. Fantastic. Thank you, Mark.
How nice. We got a great community here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. He says you're welcome, Michael. And I also want to say I saw Lawson, you had your hand up, and I jumped the gun probably a little while ago. I apologize. I'll bring you in at the end of the call because I know you probably have some recognition to share with us. So, yeah, I didn't expect you to be here. Lawson does I believe it's a men's leadership group on Friday mornings, and that's that's the only thing that comes before Nexxus. So, appreciate you for that, Lawson. So, all right then. Anything else on the MU before we move ahead?
Yeah, I just want to mention a couple things, and these are more requests than anything else. I'm asking people not to try and bring up support issues in the Skype rooms. The problem is it's too easy to miss. Now, if you need help, okay, in the instructions it says that if your Nexxus wallet is not synced, that you shouldn't proceed with the migration. So to submit a support ticket, and I'll get with you so you can get your wallet synced. But please submit a support ticket. And if somebody's not a Nexxus affiliate, they just need to send an email to support@nexxusuniversity.com, because I was finding that people were getting lost in the cracks, and at least if there's an email, there's a way to track it. So, and the other thing is, I'm getting many people who want me to do their migration for them, and I'm telling people that it's really important, at least in my opinion, that you do this yourself, because you need to become familiar with this wallet, because at some future point you're going to want to transfer coins to an exchange and sell them, or do whatever. And if you don't know how to do that, who are you going to come to when you need to do that? You're going to come back to me, or so it's important that you learn. So I want to make it really clear that because I've told people that I'm charging them $100 if they want me to do it. But there's no charge to get your wallet synced. That's only if you want me to do the migration for you. Because I've been getting a couple responses from people saying, oh, I know it's going to cost me, but I need to get my wallet synced. And that's just not true. So if you need to get your wallet synced, no, there's no charge. We're responsible for that, and we'll get your wallet synced. So, yeah. Just want to make that clear.
It's not hard. It really isn't. Even for somebody that is, if you know how to copy and paste, that's all you need to do. And it's planting the seeds in the ground, and it's such a rewarding experience to learn how to move forward with this technology and know how to open up your wallet and be your own bank. It's self-responsibility. It is the air in which we're in right now. It's the arena which we're moving into. So it's highly recommended for everybody. But Michael will, he'll take those Colombian coffee if you're not interested in self-educating yourself on this. So yeah, I highly encourage everybody just to do this themselves, because you got people holding your hand to get through it. So it's not like it's that big of a hurdle anyway. All right.
Right.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah,
Mike.
and I think it's very reasonable. Our goal is really to empower people, not to babysit them.
Exactly. And, the reason for the charge is not to make me rich. It's basically to encourage you to mainly do it for yourself.
Yep.
So that's really my sole reasoning for doing that. So.
Good deal. Good idea there, Michael. All right, so another little issue that could be challenging for people is the decentralized exchange that we're on, the Ether Delta. What's happening there, Bob? Have there been any issues there?
Just some questions. A lot of people have been asking about, well, what's this Ether Delta exchange? I never heard of it. It's not like I haven't seen up there with Bittrex, and yeah, it's not as big as exchange as Bittrex and Poloniex, which we're shooting to get onto those. But they, the number one question as I talk to these other exchanges, they want to know, well, what's your market? How much volume are you going to have? Because remember, the public exchanges, they make their money off trades. Every time someone does a trade, they get a little transaction fee. So they don't want to go through all the effort of setting up a coin or a token on exchange unless they can see that there's a decent market for it. We do have a decent market. We just have to show them that. So Ether Delta is it's a smaller exchange, but it's just our first baby step. It's just our first exchange we want to go onto. Now, the more and more I've been using it, I kind of like Ether Delta because it is the new decentralized exchange. You don't have, the exchange isn't storing any of my information. The exchange isn't storing my coins for me on any permanent basis. I just move my tokens in, into a kind of a trading account, do my trading, and then move back out to my wallet. So I like that about Ether Delta. They're slowly growing. They got some decent coins on there. The PLU coin, the Pluton coin, I think it was trading last I checked about $8.41. So they've got some decent tokens with great price. We'd love to get the Nexxus token. We fully expect it's going to be at least $1 to $10 a token, and we're shooting for a lot higher, of course. But there are tokens that are trading at good prices that are listed on Ether Delta. Right now, the process of seeing and trading the Nexxus token is going through adding it as a custom token. You have to go to Other and add it. That's changing soon. I'm already working with the developer at Ether Delta to have Nexxus, the NXX token, added as a permanent token on that list you're seeing on the screen right now. So soon, I don't know when because it's up to them, will be listed on there. But I am working directly speaking with the developer over at Ether Delta to get us on there. That's true also for the MyEther wallet, is that eventually the NXX token will be on their permanent list of tokens. We don't have to go and add it as a custom token. So just so you know what's coming, I wanted to show people that the Nexxus token is on a public exchange. It's not the biggest and the highest volume exchange, but it is on a public exchange. So just by principle, people can see that, yeah, the Nexxus token is on a public exchange. It is, you can go and buy and sell it. You can put in your buy and sell orders. You enter and trade wherever you want with other people there. You put your orders in. If you got to sell or buy order, put your orders in because other people come along. If no one puts orders in, then people come along and say, oh, there's no activity on this. Well, put all your orders in and just have them sitting there just in case the next person comes along, they see those orders when they go in the Ether coin Nexxus token trading pair. But that's the only issue really on the Ether Delta is getting our coin listed permanently, which will be coming shortly, and to see some trading volume on there. There have been trades on the coin. The coin's trading around 10 cents on the public market, so that's a good thing. We just want to keep building it up, getting some more trading volume, so we have some more liquidity. But you'll see more exchanges coming soon. We're shooting for other exchanges, both Ethereum distributed exchanges like Ether Delta and more traditional exchanges, like the Bittrex and some of the others.
Yeah.
Bob, just a note real quick here. Kelly, she had the Nexxus Coin website up there, and it listed the token, and it had the address, but the first character of the address is a lowercase o. It's not a 0. It should be a 0. See right there on the screen under the address?
That's 0x0e6e.
Is that actually a 0? It looks like an O to me. And maybe it's just my screen resolution. So I just thought I'd mention that. So
yeah, it's a 0, and all Ether addresses start with 0x. And for the techies in the room, the 0x just means that this is a hex number. That's all 0x really means. But all Ether addresses start with 0x.
Oh, that is.
Michael, you might have been confused because California doesn't like zeros. They like O's.
Oh, I get it.
Something to do with the budget.
All right. Well, just a little thought thought here, thinking out loud, Bob. It really would be great if we came over and supported this Ether Delta because is it the first decentralized exchange that's out there and, kind of paving the way?
There are others out there. Ether Delta is one of the more popular ones. Matter of fact, when I went to, there's a website called ethtrading.com or something. Yeah, it's like one of the Ethereum trading websites, and it listed Ether Delta. It listed about 12 different exchanges, and Ether Delta was at the very top of their list. But there are other decentralized exchanges, and they're all kind of new. It's not like they have huge trading volume yet. But like you said, let's support them because, in principle, I like the concept of decentralized exchange versus a centralized exchange that have had so many problems over the years with hackers.
Mm-hmm. And here's just another thought that's just out of the blue, but how would the exchanges now, like Bittrex, how would they transition over to a decentralized? Could they do that, or will they, because they'll eventually filter out, in my opinion, if they don't?
I don't know if they could transition over because it's core to their business. That's their whole business is built on a centralized model. I don't think. Well, it would be a major change for them to say, okay, we're going to create a decentralized model, so that we don't have to store anything here. We'll just link to your wallet. They technically could do it. It's just a matter whether it would fit their business.
Right, exactly. I see. All right then. Well, how many people do we have? I mean, well, can you give us some statistics on the migration process and that of the Nexxus coins over to Nexxus tokens?
Yeah, we're making good progress. We've had several hundred people submit on the migration form. We process those pretty quick. If it's the awake hours here in Texas, then Gary and I are on top of that. We process those real quick. What we found is that the number one holdup for someone not getting their tokens, after they've submitted on the migration form, is just not sending us their coins. They'll create an My Ether wallet, then they'll submit their information on the migration form, but then they won't send their coins in. We have to, that's my number one message here, is you've got to send all your coins in so that we can send you your tokens. And I said this last week, but I'll repeat it again, that we need you to send all your coins in so that we can look at the transaction on the blockchain and see what all the input addresses were, so that we can look up the balance on each of your input addresses. You'll have addresses you don't even know about. They're called change addresses. But we look up the balance of all addresses as of the cutoff date. We make sure you get the right number of tokens. So the only reason we say send in all your coins is so that we can identify all of the addresses that you have in your wallet. When you send us coins, you're not sending the coins from an address. You're sending the coins from your wallet. Those of you who've done it, when you go to your wallet, there's no option to say, we'll send X coins from this address. It all comes from your wallet. Your wallet figures out which addresses to use by the size of, by the amounts in the transactions that it's holding on. So when we say send all your coins, that's only so we can get all your addresses. I don't even care what the amount is that you send. Just send them all, because then I know that I will get all your input addresses in that transaction, and then I can identify them, look up the correct balance for you.
Bob, but this is a good time to bring up also the syncing and not syncing of the wallets.
Yep. And Michael addressed this too. And let me just explain a little bit further. If your wallet is out of sync, that just means that you don't have all the blocks on the current blockchain. Now, that could be an issue if you have transactions, if you've had transactions in those blocks that haven't synced yet. But if you haven't done much with your balance, with your account for a long time, and you just kind of been holding them for a long time, and your wallet shows a balance and the balance looks like it's about right, and your wallet's still not synced, then technically you don't really have to wait for the rest of the blockchain to sync, because there's nothing in the rest of the blockchain that's affecting you. So, you know, in general, we say you should have your wallet synced to know that, you know, you've got the right number. But if you can look at your balance and you say, yeah, I know I've got about 1,000 coins. My balance says 1,000, even though my wallet's not synced. Technically, you're safe at just sending all your coins, because then we'll get all the addresses that hold your 1,000 coins in that example. It's safest just to wait till it's synced, but that can be a headache and take a lot of time. So when people ask me, I tell them, well, technically, if your balance looks right, if you know you had about 1,000 coins and your balance says you have 1,000 coins, then really you don't have to wait for it to sync. You can just send that to us. We know that we'll then get all your addresses, and we can look up the correct balance for you to send you in tokens.
Bob, the problem the only problem with that is if the wallet is not synced, you cannot send coins. The wallet has to be synced in order to send coins out of the wallet or receive coins.
You're saying that the wallet software itself won't allow you to do a send if your blockchain is not synced.
Right. It has to be fully synced. Otherwise, the send will just sit in the wallet. The wallet will create the transaction, but because it's not synced, it will never show up on the blockchain until it's synced. So yeah, it does have to be synced in order to send all the coins.
We've had people send their coins. Now, once they determine they don't have to wait for it to sync, we've had people say okay, and they've gone ahead and send their coins. That's a good point, Michael. We haven't heard back from those people that the transaction did not go through. So all right.
Yeah, it makes sense what Michael's saying. It may just be sitting in queue. Waiting to go out. We might want to do some more testing on that, see if it's different environments too. Okay, good information. Just let people know that you have to send all your coins. And some people say, well, I'm going to send just 10 coins just to test it. That doesn't solve the problem. If you send 10 coins in, I'm going to get one of your addresses, you know, and you don't know the wallet. The Nexxus wallet, unfortunately, doesn't display all your addresses for you. It doesn't display your change addresses. So you may have addresses you don't know about. That's why we say just send all your coins. That way we know we'll get all of your addresses that hold any of your coins. So we can make sure you get the right number of Nexxus tokens.
Yeah, and one thing I'm finding out that some people that are calling me, like Anna Marie, Michael, who you know, she never updated back in August the new update on the Nexxus wallet. So she's actually got to go back in probably and just do a new install before she can even move forward. Isn't that correct?
Michael, I believe they don't have to upgrade a wallet to send us their coins.
What she's talking about was a year ago. Remember when everything froze at 319.003?
Oh.
There are still some people that never updated it from that point. So their wallet's been out of sync for more than a year.
Yes.
I've encountered a couple of those. Basically, if that's the case, just submit a support ticket. I'll get back with you because we've taken those older versions of the Nexxus wallet offline, but I have the link, so I can help you with those. So if that's an issue, that's why I ask people to submit a support ticket, because I can take you through that, and I can usually get the wallet synced pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Michael,
let me add.
I was just going to say, Michael, please tell me that you read that number and you didn't just remember it.
No, I remember those things. I have a photographic memory. What can I say?
Michael, this is a good time also to remind people that they have a big opportunity, huge opportunity right now. If they lost their Nexxus coins for whatever reason, for example, if their hard drive crashed, they lost their backup. If they lost their Nexxus coin, they have a unique one-time opportunity because we're manually doing the exchange from Nexxus coins to Nexxus tokens. If we have your Nexxus coin address, we can look it up on the blockchain and we can see what the balance is in the blockchain. And if we have some proof that you really own that Nexxus coin address, then we'll go ahead and do the exchange without you having to send us the coins.
Yeah,
Yeah, the only reason we're sending, well, one of the reasons we're asking you to send the coins is that proves to us you have the ownership, because you had to have had the keys to be able to do the send. But there are some other ways that we have. For example, most people got their coins from us. We sent them to you like through through a process, a claim process. We still have those records. If we can go back those records and find your address in there, then we can prove that you really own that address, and we can go ahead and fulfill the migration, fulfill those Nexxus tokens for you through that process. Kind of exception process, but it is a unique way to really help out the people, because everyone's learning about all this cryptocurrency stuff. So a lot of mistakes, have been made. So this is a one-time opportunity to really get your coins back. I've had people who recovered over 100,000 coins through this process of us helping them out through the migration process.
Yeah, the other some people, like they'll like lose their passphrase, or they'll swear it's changed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If for any, what Bob is talking about is basically the exception. If you have not lost your coins and they haven't been lost like due to something like that, you really should go through the migration. But this is for those, like, I know there were a couple people. One guy had a stroke and forgot his passphrase. Another lady, her husband overwrote the USB drive that her wallet backup was on, and then the hard drive failed again. This is for more the exception than the rule, but yeah, it can be done. And what I'm telling people to do for those cases is to send an email to finance@nexxusuniversity.com and to include as much information as you can, because we need the coin address, even if you only like wrote it down or like printed it or something, the coin address, because like Bob said, we can look it up on the blockchain and migrate that way.
Yeah, we need their full name and their Nexxus coin address, because then we can go back and look at our records, and if that address matches the name that we have on file that we sent it to. I had someone said, here's my Nexxus coin address, but then when we went back to our transaction we did earlier, like the name we sent it to didn't match it. And I said, well, who's this person here? This doesn't match the name. This doesn't match your name. So we have to be very careful in validating the ownership of the address. But we can do that, and you lost your coin somehow. We had a gentleman in Utah that had a stroke, and he forgot his password. And actually, he forgot where he wrote the password down. He went in so much trouble. He wrote the password down, saved it somewhere, but then had the stroke and forgot where he saved it.
What made that even worse is that he was holding multiple people's coins in his wallet.
Yeah, he had other people's coins as well too. But life happens, and hopefully, I predict that as cryptocurrency matures for the mainstream public, we're going to have more of these more safeguards in place. Right now, it's kind of a purist thing right now. You need to have full responsibility, and everything's under your control. I think there's going to be trusted services that are going to make it easier, but still maintain the security for people to use cryptocurrency. I'm just kind of predicting that in the future, because that's the reality of life. Not everyone has the responsibility and the technical skills to manage their own bank in their pocket. So they are going to need a little help. I just kind of see that happening for mainstream adoption.
Yeah, the other thing is, if that is the case and you do have long lost coins, before you actually send an email to like finance@nexxusuniversity.com, go to Nexxus. I think there are you need to create a MyEther wallet and include your MyEther wallet address in that email, so we have some place to send your new Nexxus tokens. And there are separate instructions just for setting up MyEther wallet. And I should probably mention now that I'm recommending that people use the Chrome extension. And the reason for that is that there's been a lot of reports about phishing from myetherwallet.com. And some people will enter myetherwallet.net or .org or something, and it may look exactly the same. Yeah, there it is, right there. MyEther wallet setup in English and Spanish. There you go. It's right there on the Nexxus Coin website. So yeah, just go there and you can set it up, and then you can include that address, if you've lost your coins that way. So if you know somebody that has lost coins, that way, let them know so they can recover their coins. So
yeah, good. Let me add one last comment before I move on, because I have had a few people emailing us saying they need help. They don't have access to their coins. They need help so they can get their Nexxus tokens. And then when we started doing the research, we found out they never had any Nexxus coins. They had old GCR coins and never even submitted a claim to try to get that. And this doesn't affect everyone, but those few people who you may talk to, if they don't have any Nexxus coins and they had some old GCR coins, that opportunity is gone. This is a migration of Nexxus coin to Nexxus token. Has nothing to do with GCR coins if that topic ever comes up with anyone. But we've had a few people asking us to move their GCR coins over to Nexxus tokens, and that is not an option.
All right, thanks. Yeah, we've had a few of those in the Skype room, so good information there. All right. Well, let's switch topics here, and let's review iCoin Pro.
Yeah, we had someone sent me an email this week and say, hey, what about this new, it wasn't even a coin, actually. It was a new project, and they were selling education, and they had a 2x14 matrix. It was an MLM opportunity based on cryptocurrency. And it was, they were leveraging all the excitement about cryptocurrency, and they created just an MLM program on it. But they didn't have their own coin. They were just having people, everyone was paying $39.95 a month, to get involved, to get in their matrix, and they were buying education is what they were doing. I haven't looked at the education at all, but I was asked to take a look at that. So I wrote a review on it, and I thought I would share that with you today, because I think it's pretty educational in general, not just about this particular program. I wrote and I posted this review actually on the internet on one of the forums, and it reads as follows. As an unbiased industry analyst, I can see some things that iCoin Pro is doing better than most other MLM cryptocurrency programs. Just for the record, I am in no way associated with iCoin Pro. Just an honest review here. I am neither a critic of the direct sales industry nor a supporter of iCoin Pro. Number one, iCoin Pro is not selling cryptocurrency coins with a hyped up story that their coin is going to be better than Bitcoin and make you rich overnight when they finally take it public. Almost all other crypto scams tell this false story. They always collapse because they have no real value creator for their coin, just a bunch of hype. The only buyer demand is from the distributors buying the coin to sell it when the price is pumped up. YoCoin is a good example where people paid 35 cents and up per coin, and now YoCoin has crashed to a third of a penny after all the dumping. A few YoCoin investors made a lot of money, but most YoCoin investors lost their money. This is a very typical scenario. Almost all altcoins are pump and dump coins. Number two, iCoin Pro actually has a retail product. Most of the other scams don't even have a retail product. They just sell their hyped coins. In general, education is a legitimate product. The quality of the education and the value for the price still needs to be analyzed for real retail acceptance. Most people do not have the aptitude or the knowledge to search the internet and make sense of all the unorganized, outdated, and inaccurate information out there. Good valued education can aggregate good, current, and accurate content and organize it in a learning format to facilitate the knowledge transfer process. A professional learning management system can do this with nugget-size multimedia learning lessons with quizzes and exams to help determine if the student really got it. Information about anything is on the internet, but that does not negate the need for structured learning environments. History has already proven that people will pay for good delivered education. Now, regarding retail sales, the litmus test by the industry regulators like the SEC is, are retail customers buying the product outside of the income opportunity? In my review of iCoin Pro, this is probably where they get into trouble. First, there is nowhere to sign up as a retail customer. And second, there's no retail sales model where salespeople earn a retail profit for selling products for a retail price that's higher than their wholesale distributor price. Everyone's paying $39.95. So where's the retail profit and incentive for the distributors to sell retail? It doesn't exist. The only incentive is to recruit them as a distributor to earn override bonuses on their purchases. And finally, regulators look at what is motivating the distributors to join. Is it primarily on the value of the product for which they earn sales commissions as a secondary factor? Or is it focused on the compensation plan with little interest in the product? Regulators use this test to see past the fake facade products that attempt to hide a pyramid scheme of internal sales only. Unfortunately, a quick search of iCoin Pro on YouTube.com reveals 99% of the story is about the comp plan, with nothing about the product. This is very problematic for iCoin Pro and will eventually get them shut down if they don't collapse on their own beforehand. So what is the problem with pyramid schemes anyway, you may ask? After all, a lot of people are making a lot of money jumping from pyramid scheme to pyramid scheme every 6 to 18 months after they collapse. Traditional sales generates profit by delivering value to the marketplace for which customers pay money. That money is used to pay sales commissions for delivering that value. Customers get product value and salespeople get sales commissions. Everyone is happy. But pyramid schemes have every participant expecting more money returned back to them as the sought after value. But unfortunately, the math doesn't work. If everyone is paying X and is expecting to get back X plus Y, where does the Y come from? It can only come from one place. Most participants of a pyramid scheme actually get X minus Y as their return value. When pyramids collapse, a few people that got in early at the top can make a lot of money, but it is off of the backs of the masses of people that lost all their money. It is not only a legal problem, but more importantly to society, it is a moral problem. Now, in the end, iCoin Pro is just another illegal pyramid scheme with no retail sales. The only people paying money are the same people expecting profits. There is no value being delivered to the marketplace, only a money game to try and generate free money from nothing. So that's a little review we wrote on iCoin Pro, but after I wrote it, I thought, well, there's some good educational stuff here just on the industry and how these things work, and you know, why you need to be leery of some of these scams out there, whether they're pyramid schemes or Ponzi schemes. You know, people do make money in those schemes, but morally, the majority of the people end up getting hurt. They get ripped off. They lose their money. Some people lose their life savings in some of these deals. So even though you think that, hey, I can jump in at the right time, I can make money on these deals, you know, do so at your own peril, because you should be looking for win-win situations in life. And these scams are always win-lose situations. A few win, most people lose. So a little background, Kelly, on yet another program that's popped up that people are jumping on to try to make money. But they're making money fraudulently off the backs. They make money from other people losing all their money, which most people lose all their money in these scams.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Great review there. All right. Wow. Have you guys enjoyed the Bitcoin price this week? Have you enjoyed riding the roller coaster? It's been amazing. You know, and I have to say this, I amaze people sometimes, but and Kelly's kind of the same way, Kellyanne is, you know, we're all into cryptocurrency, and I totally believe in it. So when these little dips happen, they really don't bother me at all, because I believe we're just beginning. But yeah, give us your thoughts on that.
You know, what's funny, Kelly, is that the same person who sent me the email on iCoin Pro, what about this one? They actually sent me a video and said, hey, you guys need like a sexy video like this company has. It was iCoin Pro. So I watched the video. It was a few minutes long, and it was the same hype that I see in all these scams. It was, hey, look at how great, look at the price of Bitcoin, and look at all the predictions on where Bitcoin's going to be. You know, it's going to be $1 million a coin. All that may be true, but the whole premise of the presentation was all built on the hype and get in here so that you can get rich quick off of Bitcoin. But the whole focus was on all the hype around the speculative trading. You can make money on speculative trading, but whenever you make money, someone else is losing money. I'm not saying that you can't do that. I'm just saying that's not our focus. Our focus is on really supporting the whole cryptocurrency industry. We don't have to pick coin winners. We don't really care whether the Ether coin or Bitcoin turns out to be the #1 coin. We don't care. We support the whole industry. We want to support all the good cryptocurrency coins. But the beauty of that is we don't have to waste our time and energy trying to pick the winners. Okay, which coin's going to be up? The price of coins go up and down, every week. You waste your whole life sitting watching your computer screen like a day trader trying to pick coin winners every day. Nexxus doesn't have to do that. We don't care. We're supporting the whole industry. So when people say, well, you need to have, the presentation that's really, promoting the price of Bitcoin and the predictions where it's going to go, that whole message is about speculative trading. Some people can get involved in speculative trading. Some win, some lose. I'd rather create a win-win situation where we get behind the whole industry, where everyone wins that gets involved in promoting the virtues of cryptocurrency. So just a comment I wanted to make when people ask me, and they may ask you, I said, how come you're not, how come you're not promoting, all the money you can make overnight, by buying Bitcoins or buying other coins? I say, well, that's not our mission at all. It's to empower people to take back control of their money.
Absolutely, and I've had that conversation several times this week, and just heading people back into learning the difference between centralized and decentralized, and the power of going over to peer-to-peer. So, and I have to put out these shout outs to you, Bob. These have to be said. Mark Hutchinson says, "Wow, what a writer! Publish a book and put on Amazon to promote our cause." And Joyce Becker says, "Excellent review. Thanks for sharing." And Jewel Gates says, "Yes, thanks for sharing, Bob." So we're really appreciating this education that we're getting. We're learning in a lot of different areas. We're not just learning how to build a great business here at Nexxus. We're learning about the industry. We're learning about MLM, and to me, that I'm very passionate about that. I learned about the business model of network marketing in 2005, and I see it as being the best business model it is. And so when people attach their companies to it, it doesn't make the business model bad at all. It makes the companies not being a Class A company, and like you said, not really having retail sales that they need to have in this industry. So teaching us that, and teaching us what to be aware of, teaching us when our friends and family come and say, hey, look, well, you need to see this, and then we can come back and, on an education, because we've been educated and on a knowledge level, come back and say, well, this is probably why that's not going to last. Let me show you why Nexxus is here to create generational wealth. So.
Yep. It's funny with Mark's comment there, because I've been involved in cryptocurrency now since early 2014. And I feel like I've got a lifetime of experience just in 3.5 years, and I do have in the back of my mind a book I do want to write on all these experiences. I already have a title for it. I've told some of you about it. It's called Crossing the Cryptocurrency Chasm. So I think it'll be a fun book to write, but boy, we've had a lot of experiences in doing that. No. This is down the road. When Nexxus is more successful and visible as a leading company in the cryptocurrency industry, again, when we have more credibility, then maybe I'll put some more time on that.
Right, if I was sitting on the beach, that'd be a good place to start.
Actually, I was envisioning him being in different Nexxus cryptocurrency cafes, sitting there in the lounge, and meeting with people walking in. That might be booked too. But
That's the one on the Kelly. That's the one on the beach. Come on, stay with me.
Well, there's some more writing I did this week also. I updated an old document we did a long time ago. It was executive summary, but I updated it to be in sync with the new white papers. And I thought I'd share that with you this morning also, but it is on your website. If Kelly would go to a white paper, you'll notice at the top of white paper now, that we have a new executive summary. It's a page and a half long, so it is a great intro to someone. It's kind of a lot to throw a 19-page white paper at somebody, but start with the executive summary. It's the same principle, the same advertising principle that you've only got a couple minutes to get their interest. You know, after you get their interest, then they'll dedicate more time and energy in the full presentation. But go ahead and take a look at, and we have it in both English and Spanish. Take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you right now so you have it. But this is a great intro piece to anyone that you're talking to about it. Let me bring up my copy, and I'll just read through this with you. Executive summary, and it's written in the structure of all executive summaries. It talks about the problem, what the solution to that problem is, and then what the opportunity related to that is, and then the follow-up services that are related to it. So executive summary, the problem. People worldwide of all income levels work hard trying to create lasting wealth for their families and posterity. One of the biggest challenges is in protecting their savings from inflation, restrictive controls, and even confiscation in some parts of the world. The fiscal irresponsibility of most governments has people becoming increasingly concerned with the stability and safety of their financial systems. There are alarming reports around the world of governments and banks becoming insolvent and seizing funds from their customers' personal and business accounts. The value of national currencies continues to plummet due to out-of-control inflation, which itself is the result of rapidly expanding currency supply. The solution: imagine for a moment if the people could control their own finances without oversight from governments or banking institutions. Imagine a system that ensures complete transparency of all transactions by recording them in a public ledger for all to see. Imagine a system that allows anyone to send money to anyone else almost instantly, anytime, anywhere, for anything, with very low fees. This peer-to-peer electronic cash system was invented in 2009 and exists today as a solution to the problems described above. The Bitcoin technology replaces banks and other financial intermediaries by verifying transactions through the consensus of a decentralized network of cooperative computer systems. The money supply cannot be wildly inflated by overzealous politicians, and the system cannot be shut down to its decentralized architecture based on the internet. It truly is the people's financial system, referred to as cryptocurrency. The opportunity: as big as the personal computer and internet technology waves were, cryptocurrency is much larger. A revolution to empower people to control their own financial systems. Cryptocurrency technology is still in its infancy, with very few people fully understanding the power and potential of cryptocurrency. A huge opportunity exists as the unstoppable cryptocurrency movement eventually crosses the chasm to mainstream adoption. New emerging technologies provide the greatest rewards to those companies providing the supporting service infrastructure. Services to learn about and benefit from cryptocurrency will be at the heart of this latest technology phenomenon. The services. Nexxus Partners is a services company for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency industry and is the developer of the Nexxus ecosystem. Nexxus is taking cryptocurrency from the virtual world to hometown communities with brick and mortar cryptocurrency cafes and multi-cryptocurrency ATMs. Worldwide Nexxus crypto cafes will be local community centers for everything cryptocurrency. The Nexxus ecosystem includes the Nexxus Global Rewards Shopper Loyalty Program, the Nexxus University that provides the education and certification for people to benefit from using cryptocurrency, the Nexxus Bartering Program for local users to trade their unwanted or surplus products and services with each other in cryptocurrency, and the Nexxus Hand-Up Program to assist the less fortunate with the benefits of cryptocurrency. Distribution. Nexxus Partners leverages an entrepreneurial sales force to rapidly expand worldwide by offering an income opportunity to independent Nexxus affiliates. Affiliates can earn lucrative residual sales commissions by marketing the cryptocurrency services of the Nexxus ecosystem. Nexxus affiliates are trained and certified to market the Nexxus Rewards risk-free solution to merchants to acquire and retain new customers. A sales management structure provides the oversight and quality control. The Nexxus token. The Nexxus token is a cryptocurrency based on the Ethereum platform that provides a technology layer of security, innovation, and interoperability. The Nexxus token is the internal currency of the Nexxus ecosystem. It is used for the Nexxus cashback reward points earned from every transaction in any currency. Every transaction drives its automated buyer demand on the open market, causing a natural price increase. The Nexxus vision. Nexxus sees cryptocurrency transactions surpassing those of Visa and MasterCard someday. The grassroots movement of cryptocurrency is unstoppable and driven by the people. Millions of people worldwide are already on the cryptocurrency bandwagon with its promise to put the people back in control. Cryptocurrency knowledge to recognize and be empowered is just the first step to mainstream adoption. Unknown future opportunities will be enabled by the underlying technology to change human culture and create new trillion-dollar industries. Cryptocurrency will become part of our local society and as ubiquitous as mobile phones, email, and the internet. Summary. Nexxus is positioned to be a major provider of the cryptocurrency support service infrastructure. Different cryptocurrency coins will come and go with various user appeal and benefits. Sorting through the daily ups and downs of coin prices is high-risk speculative trading. The real winners will be the service companies supporting the worldwide awareness, recognition, acceptance, and embracing of cryptocurrency. End of summary.
All right. Yes, that's a great paper. We shared it yesterday on Kelly. And Kelly, awesome there, Bob. Let me see if there's any questions. Anybody got any comments?
I'd like to see that on GitHub.
You can access, and again, that is all on the Nexxus Partners website under white paper. It will expand other languages as needed. We kind of went crazy on the white paper in 13 different languages, and we'll expand the executive summary because it is a great lead document you can share with people. I'd start with the lead pages, of course, because it's video. Everyone likes to just sit back and be entertained by the video. I'd start with those, but if people want to start digging in, then I would start with the executive summary, and then if they want more detail, not everyone needs all the detail of the white paper. Some people are more analytical than other people, but if they want to see the details, then they can read the 19-page white paper if that is their nature.
Right, which is a very good read too, 15, 20 minutes, that's about it. But anyway, and also for you guys that are new on the call today, nexxuspartners.com is a great website to go and get an overview of everything, where you can find the summary and the extended 19-page white paper. So Helg says, beautiful and interesting. Look forward to doing the translation. So he'll be doing the translation for that. Larry Branston says, in the gold rush, people selling shovels did very well. Absolutely. Jules says, she was just questioning something, but anyway, she's figured it out. So awesome. So yes, this is a great tool for everybody to use. And Kelly's showing you right there, Kellyanne's showing you right there, the 19-page Nexxus white paper. So both are great reads. Will give you a really good overall view of what we're doing here, what we've set up, and what we took all of 2006 and put these put together the company, which we consider to be the service company of the industry. I call it some people will call it A. So anyway, and we're taking this year of 2017 and really branding ourselves. So let me go back. I told Lawson I would give him a chance to speak out. So Lawson, I'm unmuting you. You there?
Yes, Kelly, can you hear me?
Absolutely, beautiful.
Good morning. Good meeting this morning. I just wanted to go back to the Rick Hummler. That's the one that passed the test. He's out of San Antonio, Texas. He's one of my sponsored people. And of course, he's working on the affiliate certification and the merchant certification now. But he's passed the 100-question test, did real well on it, and shout outs to him.
That's
Thank
great. That's great.
Awesome.
Lawson, welcome on the call this morning.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, we'll have, we need to have him come up to Dallas. San Antonio's not that far away from us.
He's very excited about what we have here, and of course, he's the one that sponsored Tim Tyler that came out of Argentina. He's the sponsor of Tim Tyler.
Good. You know, it's important for people to realize we're building a strong foundation of the business here. We're not building a flash in the pan business. That's why you don't see all the bling and stuff from us with all the hype. It's just not our game. We're building a long-term stable company to support the whole industry. There are just so many things out there. I call them all scams because they don't have any substance behind them. So when people look at us and they say, oh, well, we don't see the sizzle we see in this other deal out there, it's probably because the other deal is fake and the other deal is short-lived. We're building a strong foundation that will last a long, long time. We are not going to, we may not recruit, 1 million people in 1 year. But that's not what we're trying to do. We have a mission that we're working on, but we're building something that can definitely be lucrative. If people look at our company, they realize you can make great money with Nexxus, but it's based on a real solid business plan and building a business that's going to be around for decades, not for months.
Absolutely. There you go. Good stuff. All right. I also want to, let me see, I'm looking through the questions. I don't see any more questions. Are there any more comments on anything? Now's your time to ask questions, guys. If you've got any more questions on the wallet or the Ethereum wallet, or how to get in touch with anybody. So now's your chance. Okay. All right. Well, yes.
Kelly,
go ahead.
Kelly's showing some of the lead pages on the page there. Scroll up to the top there, Kelly, if you would. I want to emphasize this, just where she's at right now. The first 5 are really the only 5 you need to be concerned about. The fourth one down is the total presentation. It includes all 3 of the first 3 listed are segments that are in the total one. So if you want to show the whole presentation 7 minutes long, it's that 4th one down, Nexxus Opportunity. And then the 5th one down is Nexxus 777 Plan. I wouldn't mess with anything below that. It's kind of stuff we'd used previously before we had these professional presentations here. I may just even deactivate those. I'll get your guys' feedback on that, but I just don't want to confuse new people coming in. But the first 5 are the only ones you really need. And I only use the 4th and the 5th one.
All right. Yeah, well, my input would be to get rid of those other ones.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure we might hear some from the peanut crowd here too, peanut gallery.
Yeah, just let me know.
If that's the case, then you would have to do a transfer of all those to another one so that people that aren't in the know that are using those out there right now currently, it'll just forward. That's the only thing.
You mean if they have a domain to it or what, Kelly?
If they are actually using, say, one of these down here in their website or on their Facebook page or on their social media,
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
as a place for people to go as a lead page, it would have to transfer to the new, or it needs to be replaced. Is what probably.
Well, and I'd also say, I mean, there's some here, these TED Talks, they need to stay. They're great. And the disruption, it would just be the ones from Nexxus that are older that maybe are not up to date with what we have now with the Nexxus token too as well. So, but these other industry related videos, they're awesome. I still, I share them all the time. We have people we have to remember are coming in that haven't spent 2 and 3 years in this industry, and they need to see how this industry is changing the way we do money and business. And those 2 TED Talks right there just really nail it when you're talking to insurance agents and CPAs and attorneys that it's going to affect their business. So it's going to change their business, and we're going away from those third-party interlopers into smart contracts. So
I just want to mention that I'm going to be going through those videos that you had up there, and any that don't have Spanish subtitles, I'm going to add them because we have a lot of new people coming in and they don't all speak English. So
Yeah,
Just-
I'd focus on just the first 5 for now.
Right. Most of them are already done. I mean, the TED Talks, the TED Talks have subtitles in like 15 languages. Those are publicly available, but the Nexxus ones, yeah, I'll for like just the first couple, like you said. Yeah.
That's good.
All right, sounds great. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. Okay, Joyce says she's up for removing the outdated lead pages. And Larry's still dreaming about Kelly's nail color. But anyway, okay. All right, guys, it's been a great call. I want to remind everybody, if you're not familiar with your back office, the July training you can find at nxxtrain.com. It's a 1 hour long that I did this month. So go back there and learn your way around your back office. It's one of the best hours you will spend in order to know what you're doing here and knowing how to take this business solution that we have and go out there and enjoy this movement of helping people move over to peer-to-peer marketing and peer-to-peer currency, being their own bank and being their own boss, right? Just an entrepreneur stance there, which I believe we all have. And also to remind you that we have Kelly and Kelly Mondays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, and I do believe that Loss is going to be starting to do his on-calls as well. We'll let you know about that too. So with that being said, what's Kelly showing us here? She's just showing you some things that you can see in your back office. This is very loaded. Matter of fact, the training does not cover all of this, but I do point out in the training that the blue buttons back there in your back office open you up to other links. So don't be scared to click on those. You're not going to hurt anything. Just click around. You will not hurt anything. Go out there and explore your business solution and take advantage of all the tools that are back there in your back office, because it's loaded full of tools, and it does constantly change. Your resource center changes, new documents are added, the old ones are removed. All these are to help you go out there and show people, to teach people. I was having this conversation this week, and she said, I forgot the first rule of network marketing, and that is to not talk so much, to use the tools that you have. So these lead pages that we've shown you today, going through your back office, using the resources back there, those are for you, because when you get stuck with the question of, well, where is the security in this, then you can say, that is a great question, and I have the perfect lead page I'm going to send you to. It talks just about security, and you can send them the disruptive video of Andreas back there, or you can go to the summary, the white paper that we showed you today, and say, this is our overview, to give you a little bit more. If they ask you, well, what are you really talking about? I don't get what Nexxus is. These tools are for you to go out there and not have to know it all. And even if you're somebody that you get clammed up when you go out there and you think you got enough in your back pocket to talk about it, and they ask you that one question you're not prepared for, just say, great, thanks for asking me that question, because as I was talking to Chris this week, I said, not only is it going to answer their security question, but it's also going to it's going to get them starting to think about other things, and it's going to answer some other questions, but it's also going to get their wheels turning when they start to see what all we're doing here and start to see what the industry's talking about. And they're talking about, this is changing everything. It's changing the way we do on money and banking. Not tomorrow, but right now it's happening. Do you realize that Bitcoin is almost 10 years old? I mean, it's 8 years old right now. So anyway, and again, cryptocurrency is only the first app of the blockchain technology. So we're just getting started, and we are pioneers here on the front line. So we're really at a mission. I believe this is a mission for us to go out there and make this movement happen. So don't take it lightly. Just have fun with it. It's such a great time. And these lead pages are awesome for you. You got contacts back there where people can leave their contact information. Kelly's showing you that right now. So anyway, get with us, guys. If you have any questions, let's get all these coins migrated over So we're all token and Nexxus tokens. And don't forget to plug in now to Kelly and Kelly and Lawson shows next week, and be back Friday for the core team calls. Appreciate all the work everybody's doing, having fun doing it and all the play. Bob and everybody, thanks for all you continue to do to move this forward, and we'll see all of you back next week at 10 a.m. Eastern. Love to you all, and aloha.